Readers of our blog and of our book, Beating the Dementia Monster, know that when I was 66, I was told by an authoritative neuropsychologist and Alzheimer's researcher that I was on track to be dead by the time I was 75. My subsequent study of the disease found his statement was justified. But when I reached 75, did I die? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Dave Brown. Welcome to the Dementia Monster channel. When the neuropsychologist told me I was on track to be dead by 75, I had also told him that I'd recently done a complete flip of my lifestyle, shifting from one that was quite sedentary to one that was active. I had joined the gym and was paying particular attention to my diet. While I had been working from home without much social interaction, I had since retired and was now working with other men at the local food bank. This provided more social interaction than I'd had when I was employed. He indicated that if I kept all that up, I could expect to live at least to 85. In other words, based on his extensive experience with the disease, I was buying at least 10 years. So about a year ago, I announced on our blog that I had reached that 75-year milestone and I wasn't dead, at least not yet. After all, there are 365 days in a year, and, well, who knows what will happen during all those days. I am, however, happy to report I made it all the way through those 365 days, and I'm still not dead. But what transpired during the 10 years from when I was first diagnosed until I was 75? Readers of our book and blog will recall that back in 2015, I was in free fall. I had to stop driving, and I had episodes when I couldn't recall our zip code or phone number of 35 years, even when prompted. After hours of rather grueling testing at the University of Washington's Brain Wellness Center, I was pronounced impaired. In 2017 and 2018, my brain MRIs were for someone in memory care. Nevertheless, after an initial period of about 6 months of fairly aggressive exercise and work on my diet, I began to see improvement. I may have initially been a bit premature, but I did go back to driving, and I drive quite safely now. That's even in Seattle traffic. But fortunately, we don't go there very often. I'm still followed by the neurologist in Seattle, and I continue to do quite well. My personal assessment is that I continued to improve until 2019 when I seemed to hit a plateau. In 2022, I had an essentially normal MRI result, and my memory and cognition are no worse now than anyone else I know my age. Yesterday, I took an online cognitive test for a study at the University of California, San Francisco, and while they won't share results with me, I could tell that I did just fine. Not perfect, but just fine. About 6 months ago, I took another cognitive test administered for a study at the Brain Wellness Center in Seattle. Because it was for research, the research protocol didn't allow them to tell me the exact results. But the results were assessed by the same neuropsychologist who spoke with me back when I was 66. He was at least allowed to tell me that I did just fine. So life is good. After we published Beating the Dementia Monster, I met a number of people struggling with memory loss. I usually met them through a spouse who was concerned about them. As I met more and more people who were struggling, I began to appreciate how hard it is for many people to flip their lifestyle the way I did. While I had lived a very sedentary lifestyle for many years, I wasn't dealing with any other chronic diseases, at least not yet, and I'd already put considerable effort into getting my weight under control. So I had a head start on getting my physical self in order. I have, however, come to appreciate how hard it can be for many others to replicate my experience, especially if they suffer from chronic diseases. And so, while I do try to encourage people in their 60s and 70s to live well, I'm just as eager to encourage younger people to pay attention to their diet and exercise. I do hear from some readers from time to time, and I appreciate that. I'm hoping that there are many who see in me what they can do for themselves and are able to take control of actual or potential memory loss. But it can be hard. So thanks for watching. I hope you find the topics we talk about here as interesting as I do. I publish more videos here as time permits. In the show notes below, I've posted a link to our book, as well as a link to our blog. On the blog, we posted more than 550 articles on Alzheimer's research and about my progress. While I don't produce new videos as often as I'd like, subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell will help keep you from missing any new content that I do produce. Thanks and have a great day.